But before we get to there, we're going to talk about swing highs and swing lows, okay? Now, imagine the price is going from $10 to $12, and then it starts falling to $11. That 12 is called a local peak, which also is called a swing high. And it's called a swing high because, for one, it's a local hilltop. So it's at the top. It's a price that's at the top of the graph, right? But it's called a swing high because it goes up, and then this is the point that it stops and it swings around and starts going back down. So wherever you see that turning point at the top of the graph, that's going to be generally a swing high, because it went from $10 up to 12, and then it turned around and started changing directions. All right. Now I got a gnat up in here. But then it bottoms around 12, right? So when it comes down here, it bottoms around 11. So when it swings around from 12 at a turning point, which is a turning point. So the swing high and the swing lows are at turning points. You travel in one direction and then you hit a point and it turns. At that turning point, that determines if it's a swing high or a swing low. And since 10 is less than 12, but 12 is the turning point, 12 is a swing high because it's high. It's a mountaintop. It's a peak. So a swing high is a local hilltop, mountaintop peak. When it turns and it swings around and goes down to 11, that makes it, y'all, this gnat is playing with me. That makes it a swing low, because you swing around and you go down, hit this number 11, and then it swings around and starts going up. It's another turning point, but it's a low turning point because the price starts going up. So that's a swing high and a swing low. When you keep moving from that 11, once it turns around and goes back up, and you see here at this 14, it starts going back down. That 14 is also a swing high. Then it goes down to it swings around and goes down to that 13, and then it turns around at that 13 and starts moving up. That 13 is a swing low. Then when you go to that 13 and it swings up and starts going back up high, and we can't really determine if this 16 is a swing high, just for the simple fact of we don't know if that time frame is done. We don't know if it's going to keep traveling up. Like if it goes from 16 to 17, then you know that 16 is not a swing high, because it's not a hilltop. It's not a peak. The price isn't turning. The price isn't starting to decrease anymore. But if it went from 16 to 15, then you know that that's a swing high, because it's a turning point where the price starts changing direction. So a swing high and a swing low are turning points in price where it changes direction. It swings around to the other direction. Easy enough, right? All right. So remember, a swing high is a local hilltop, and a swing low is a local valley. Highs and lows. All right. So now we're going to move into higher highs and higher lows. Okay. So suppose your first swing high is 12, right? So we went from 10 up to 12, and then it becomes a turning point and turns direction to go down. So we know that 12 is our swing high, all right? Now, when it goes down and we determine that 11 is another turning point, but it's in a valley, we determine that that's a swing low. But when it turns, it comes all the way up back to another swing high. This, in turn, becomes a higher swing high. Now, I'm going to write that down. So in this example, we have 12 as a swing high, and then we also have 14 as a swing high. But it's a higher swing high because 14, the current or the new swing high, is greater than the previous swing high. That's what makes the new swing high a higher high, because it's greater than the previous swing high. So we have a higher swing high. But instead of calling it a higher swing high, we slash out the swing and we just call it a higher high, or abbreviate it for HH. A higher high. And the higher high is simply if a new high is higher than the previous high. So the first swing high was a 12, and then we went here and we found another swing high, and that was local to the 12 because it was the next swing high. But 14 is greater than 12, which makes it a higher high. All right. Simple. Simple. Also, if we were to have 16 as another swing high, which I'm going to say in this equation, we're going to just make it simple and make it a swing high, and that's 15. So I just made it a swing high. So this would be a swing high, swing high, swing high. This would be a higher high because 14 is greater than 12. And guess what? This would also be a higher high because 16 is greater than 14. That's it. That's it. We know what a swing high is, swing low is, and a higher high. All right, Tony, what about higher lows? I'm glad you asked. And when I explain higher lows, you'll understand why I explain it as higher swing low. It just makes more sense, and then you slash the swing out. All right. So we have 10. That's our starting price. So it really wouldn't be a swing low. I mean, technically, I guess it could be, but it is because it started off at 10, and then this was a turning point where it started going up, and then we come back down and we hit 11, and it's a turning point and it starts going up. So 10 and 11 are both swing lows because they're turning points at the bottom of the graph. But 11 is greater than or higher than 10. So that makes 11 a higher swing low. A higher swing low, okay? Because 10 is a swing low, 11 is a swing low, but 11 is higher than 10, so it's a higher swing low. But we don't say higher swing low. We take the swing out, and it's just a higher low. 11 is higher than 10. One swing low is higher than the next, than the previous swing low. That's what makes it a higher swing low. And then moving on, since 13 is another swing low, 13 is higher than 11. That's another higher low. And then 15 is greater than or higher than 13. That's another higher low. It's a higher swing low. It's the new swing low being greater than the previous swing low. A higher low. Simple. Simple. And now also, I forgot to also mention, higher lows are also abbreviated as HL, higher low. Okay? Now, when we put them together, you see how we got a swing high, then higher highs and higher highs. But in between, of course, we have to have higher lows. So see, here is the higher high. The higher low is here. The higher high is here. When we have higher highs plus higher lows, that equals a uptrend because you see it's traveling upward. Higher highs and higher lows equals an uptrend. Whenever you have higher highs and higher lows, it equals an uptrend. All right.